Warning. This video may contain spoilers for Superliminal. Superliminal by Pillow Castle is a perspective-based puzzle game where you need to get through 9 differently themed levels. The basic premise of this game is you pick something up and you put it down further away so it's bigger. This is part 2 of my Superliminal achievement walkthrough. This video will show you how to get the last 11 achievements. Let's continue on with Chessmaster. Chessmaster. For this one, you need to find all the hidden chess pieces throughout each level. You can keep track of the ones you've collected on any reception area computer. In Chapter 1, Induction, when you get to this room, get through this door behind the block and find a soda can, then use it to get up this wall to find the blue pawn. Next, in Chapter 2, Optical, once you get here, use the exit sign or the door to get on top of the tall wooden board to get the red rook. Then, in this room, use the 2 items to get on top of the vents and find the blue knight. Next, in Chapter 3, Cubism, once you get here, use the 2 dice halves and the die from the previous room to get under the opening. Then jump and grab the red king. Then, in this room, use any objects you can find to get on top of this area and get the red queen. After that, in Chapter 4, Blackout, once you get here, use this sign to make your way on top of this tower and find the blue pawn. Next, after you turn on the generator, grab a can of beans from this window and use it to get up the right side of shelving in the previous hallway. Then make your way out this window to find the blue pawn. In Chapter 5, Clone, once you get here, grab the clock and use a bunch of them to get to the top of this room and get the blue pawn. Then, once you get to this area, use the objects to get on top of the vents and grab the red knight. In Chapter 6, Dollhouse, once you go through the first window, go behind the door and look up. Once you get the interact icon, you can grab the blue king. Next, in Chapter 7, Labyrinth, once you get here, use this door to get up to this hole in the wall. The red pawn is in this window. Next, in this room, use the yellow knight to get on top of the room and grab the blue queen. Lastly, in Chapter 8, White Space, in the first room, grab the mini building and go through it, then put it back on the table. Shrink down onto the table and head behind this building to get inside and find the blue pawn here. Note the door will only be open if you come back on your second playthrough. Next, use the mini building to get into this vending machine slot to find the blue rook. Lastly, once you get here, grab these chess pieces and use them to go around the top edge and grab the red pawn here. Next up is Stars Align. For this achievement, you need to find all the secret constellations. That's a constellation room in every chapter except for 1 and 9. In Chapter 2, once you get to this room, head back behind the staircase and go through the hallway. You should line up the stars to make a table. Next, in Chapter 3, once you exit the reception area, do a quick turn and head back here to find the room. You should be trying to make a coffee mug. Next up, in Chapter 4, in the reception area, head into the side of this filing cabinet. You should be making a cheese wheel. After that, in Chapter 5, once you get here, head to the left of this vending machine to find the room. You should be making a vending machine. In Chapter 6, once you get to the blue room, head behind this door to find the room. You should be trying to form a chair. Next up, in Chapter 7, once you get here, drop down this hole to find the room. You should be trying to form a light projector. And lastly, in Chapter 8, once you get here, head this way to find the room. You should be forming a keyboard. Polite recognition. After completing all of the constellation rooms, head to the main menu to find a new exit option. Click it and you'll be able to move in the menu room. Head through this door to find a trophy and pick it up for an achievement. Please use other door. In Chapter 2, there's a room where you need to form a giant green chess piece in. On the wall of this room, there's a door above you. Use the chess piece and the block in the room to make your way into the door and head to the end of the room. Next is Fire Alarmist. Throughout the game, there are fire alarms along all the walls. You just need to pull one of them. Expert Fire Alarmist. For this one, you need to pull 10 fire alarms. And next, Fire Safety Achieved. Pull all of the fire alarms. Next up is Vaguely Activated Achievement. In any chapter, pick up an object and don't move while holding it for roughly 2.5 minutes. Next up is Kaspov. After getting all the chess pieces, go to any reception area computer and click on the screen. You will be sent here where you need to remove this red pawn and replace it with this blue rook. Next is Mindful. For this, you just need to finish all of the challenges in challenge mode. And lastly is Biggest Fan. Finish the game with developer commentary enabled. And that has been all 23 achievements in Superliminal.